Okay, so let's talk about Kingdom of Planet of the Apes, which takes place generations after Caesar's death. Of course, Caesar being the primary monkey from the Andy Serkis trilogy as well. And we basically see as apes have gone on to make different clans all throughout. All of them are looking for various different reasons to push forward. We also see that humans have become feral. And of course, this is after the humans have lost the ability to speak, as we saw throughout the trilogy that we had prior to this new trilogy, which of course this is going to be a new trilogy if you didn't know. So before we get any further into the ending and what it means for future films, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, you are hitting that notification bell, and also commenting below your thoughts and your opinions. We are running a giveaway. Once we reach 30,000 subscribers, we will announce 2 winners, so stay tuned for that. But we are here to talk about that ending and what exactly it all meant. So in this film, we follow Noah, who is this young ape who is part of this ape clan that pretty much train eagles and all of this. And one day while he is getting ready to have his whole ceremony of coming of age and all of that, we see that they come into contact with a human, and this is pretty much like one of the first times they've seen a human as well. And what happens next, however, is that they then get raided by these other apes and the village is burned down, and we also see that the leader is also killed, which is Noah's father, Coral. And that pretty much is what happens right at the beginning. And then we see as Noah is taken by this clan as well as other people there. So what happens next is that he is joined by Raka, who is an orangutan, who tells Noah about Caesar's teachings. And pretty much what this film does take is sort of like how we as a society view these things that happened a long time ago, and we have different ways of interpreting it. We don't really have the details and everything sometimes of it. It's just sometimes, you know, something can happen, like you read about these battles, you read about these things that were signed and all of this, and it's just 1 or 2 sentences, even though there's a lot more context that's missing. And so over all of these years, things do get lost in the sauce. So what they find out is that they are now with this new clan, and this is being led by this proclaimed king who calls themselves Proximus Caesar. Proximus has enslaved all of Noah's clan and is forcing them to try and open this vault that where he says is some human technology locked inside. So Noah is now with May, who of course is the human that they found at the beginning, and it turns out that May is able to actually speak. She is not like the other humans who can't speak, and Proximus says that Noah is being lied to by May, that she has her own interest in mind. And when Noah confronts May about this, she says that she is trying to find a mysterious book that's capable of restoring speech to humanity. Noah agrees to help her enter the vault and pretty much destroy Proximus's settlement, and he can take his clan back. So they're pretty much sitting in agreement right here. I help you, you help me. Then see as they secretly plan all of these explosives around, and they try to get out of here and get the things from the vault for May, and that way Noah can actually take his clan back as well from Proximus. Eventually they are able to go in and take back this book that May says that they need, which is actually a key to decipher a satellite. And then we see that a lot of the apes are starting to become suspicious of what May's intentions really are when they find old picture books where they depict humans as once the dominant species. And so this is pretty much cut short when Proximus arrives and he is there, and then we see that May pretty much kills some of the apes there, which May not actually be the right person to try and lead anything with us, because she has her own intentions in mind with humans as well. We then see as May triggers the explosives, and this actually leads to the flooding of the bunker with some of the apes still inside. We then see as May flees the settlement and other apes climb to higher ground trying to survive. And we see as Noah is then chased down and attacked by Proximus, who demands Noah to kneel before him. Noah then is able to summon the eagles that they have trained that attack Proximus, in which we see Proximus fall to his death. We then see Noah and his clan return to build their home, and May arrives to bid farewell to Noah. And she says that humans deserve another chance, but Noah is questionable about this, if they can ever coexist peacefully. And we see that May actually does in fact have a revolver behind her, meaning that she may not be trustworthy at all. Then we see Noah take Suna up to the telescope that he found on the journey, and this almost like opens up his mind about what exactly apes can really accomplish. And we see as May travels back to a human settlement at a satellite base, which is quarantined from the outside world, and that's when May delivers the decipher key, and the humans are able to reactivate satellites, and they successfully contact others worldwide. At the end credits, we hear an ape, which is presumably Raka, who we thought had died at the beginning of the film, may exactly be alive now. So this is actually a very good way to start a new trilogy, I feel, because at the beginning of the film, we see these very different like apes. We see Noah's clan, we see Proximus's clan, two very distinct styles of thinking. And in the middle, you have the humans. You have people like May who pretty much want like the world to go back to what it used to be, where we saw these humans be the dominant species over the apes. And we see that Noah may be somebody who, with Raka's teachings, as well as what they've learned about humans and all of this, and how bad it can be with apes like Proximus, might want to coexist. And then we see apes like Proximus that say, no, apes should just be at the top of the chain, but I want to lead them as well. And so you have all of these conflicting interests that I think you will see be shown in the next film, where we have the humans trying to regain dominance over the apes and be the main dominant species on Earth. And then you also have Noah, who may be caught in the middle of it all. So I think that you really get a very interesting premise with these two different ideas, as well as to what exactly is the right way to push forward or what's going to happen. And I think that this whole thing with some of these humans being quarantined and not being affected by the virus that made a lot of the other humans lose their speech means that there has been some planning going on, which we might get a little bit about in the next film. So I think it's an interesting way to finish this first movie, because you set up a lot of different things here, especially with Noah looking up into space. We might get a whole glimpse into the apes trying to pursue more of these technological advancements in order to continue to be the dominant species of sorts. But yeah, by the end of it, we saw Proximus Caesar be taken down, and I don't think Proximus Caesar will be the only one of the apes that's sort of trying to push forward as this ruthless leader of sorts. I think if anything, some of the apes here might have gotten more radicalized from seeing what May's character did to them and everybody else involved. Now they see the humans as being these destructive forces, because you got to think about it, a lot of these apes didn't really know about humans or anything like that, or how they actually were, and their first impression is going to be May, and they saw what May did. They destroyed the base. They pretty much didn't care who got hurt in order to further their agenda. And now you have these apes that will now become radicalized because of this, because they were there for their own self-interest. So I think it's an interesting way to look at this, and just think about it as how this is actually in our real world scenario, where we do see things like this happen day by day. So very interesting way, and honestly, what a great ending. But I have some theories for what the next movie could be, so stay tuned for that video, probably coming out tomorrow. We got a ton of other things to discuss. Cannes is in full effect. We do have some videos talking about Cannes and some of the films I'm excited to hear more about. But anyways, make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment below your thoughts and opinions on the road to 30,000 subscribers. Less than 70 to go. We're trying to get there. Let's try to get there before the weekend, and we got a giveaway to do for 2 winners once we get to 30,000. So as always, that's going to do it for me. Stay safe, stay positive.